The wolf is here. The Lone Wolf Beard Company is Colorado's premium beard company, offering 100% all-natural products to bearded beasts of all different shapes and sizes. Pick up your original scented product now and stand out from the pack. Because hey, let's be honest, you weren't meant to be in a pack, and you were brought in this world to stand out and leave a mark. So unleash the wolf within, howl at the moon, and conquer your goals. Leave a mark, be a wolf, and seize the day. That's the Lone Wolf Beard Company, Colorado's premium beard company, offering 100% all natural products.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Comments for the Peanut Gallery podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Kurtz. I'm here with my man, Daniel Scarey Carey, coming from Conquer BJJ down there in Ada, Oklahoma. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing pretty good. So it sounds like you've got yourself some pretty good stuff going on out there. Love that shirt. Damn, Daniel. So for the people out there listening, where can they follow you?
You can hit me on Facebook, Daniel Scarey Carey, and then I'll accept any friend requests I get on there as well. I have a fan page, which I just said, and then my regular page.
Awesome, man.
I think that's what I got right now.
Okay, so are you connected with the team page? What's the Conquer page?
I think you can just go on the Conquer website. It should be on my page as well.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm not internet savvy, or I would be telling you way more. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. Just want to make sure all the people out there know exactly where they can follow you and track your progress as you come along. So what's on the schedule for you? What's on the iron?
Well, I got told I was going to be on the Bellator card. I want to say July 13th. I have no idea about opponent or anything like that. And, they haven't sent a contract, but I'm hoping to be on that. I know I'm an alternate for the Contender series, and as of right now, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Well, still, that's some pretty big potential bouts that might be on the horizon for you with those two. Talking to a couple of people out here at the LFA card this last Friday night, like Brian B. Rogers, he spoke very highly of you as well out here. He's another Bellator guy.
Yeah.
So,
I like Brian. He's a good guy.
Oh yeah, definitely, very nice guy, the Predator. So for you out there, I guess tell us more about your story. What makes you Scarey Carey?
I think my coach kind of gave me that nickname because I would work at a factory, and I work 16-hour shifts, get off at 7 in the morning. I get off work after working 16, go put in a few hours with him, go to sleep for 4 or 5 hours, come back, teach kids class, and then train with him. And he kept talking about, oh man, your work ethic's scary, yada, 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 I mean, I'm sure you know who Cortez is, so
Yep.
you know how much he talks. And then that's kind of where that came from. Now I get more sleep, so it's a little easier.
It makes total sense when you could actually rest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. 4 hours sucks.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. So what would you say, talk to us a little about yourself stylistically. What do you bring to the table?
I tend to want to stand. I had a Muay Thai background. I went 16-3-1 in amateur Muay Thai in California and then a little bit here in Oklahoma. So I tend to want to stay on the feet. But the majority of my training is on the ground because that's where I lack at right now anyways. And so, as long as it stays on the feet, I feel relatively all right. My 2 losses come from, wrestlers. I tend to be hitting them quite a bit, and then I'll get taken down. And at the time, I didn't know how to get back up because I didn't have an amateur MMA career. I just went straight pro. And, I'm learning. I'm definitely learning.
Well, that's a start there. So would you say with that, someone who hasn't had as much of a grappling background on that side of things, in your experience, what do you find that you have to train a little bit more, the wrestling side or the jiu-jitsu side? Or kind of a cohesive mix?
Probably a mix. I do jiu-jitsu every day, and I do wrestling probably 2 to 3 times a week, and then a lot of wall work, getting up off the wall, stuff like that, trying to use that cage to get up, because that was a problem in my first loss. He just mauled me cage and eked out a decision, and I didn't really understand at the time how to get up, and now I've kind of notified that. I feel pretty. If I get my back to that cage, I'm getting up.
Okay. That's pretty fair right there. I feel like just more and more, with some of the fights that you see, having that aspect of your game it's crucial. It's pivotal to be able to dictate where the action takes place.
Oh yeah, wrestling is definitely a big part, and I know it's kind of hindered me not grappling and stuff before Muay Thai and all that, but I'm coming around just fine. I'm actually competing this weekend in a grappling tournament. It's just something I do while I'm fat and out of shape.
Where's that at?
I think it's in Dallas. I have a sponsor paying for it, but hey, what's the name of the sponsor? Hold on one second, sorry.
Oh no, you're good.
It's is it Jack? It's an old company called Jack. That's all I know. I barely talked to the woman.
Okay.
But thanks for her. Our team's going out there. We're going to compete and bring back a bunch of medals and stuff.
That's awesome. Is it going to be web streamed? Is it live cast? Anything along those lines?
No, I think it's just like a local tournament there in Dallas. We're all going to drive up there and kill a bunch of people and then come back.
Nice. How far is that drive?
Man, I think it's like 3 hours from Ada. So it's quite a drive, but...
It could be a lot worse though.
Yeah, for sure.
How's the weather out there right now? Is it getting hot and humid already?
Oh yeah, I think it's like 90. And the other day it was raining, it was cold, and then the next day it's literally 90 degrees. So it's just Oklahoma weather. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I can only imagine, man. I've heard many stories of the crazy humidity out there.
Oh yeah. Now I'm from California, so I never seen snow until I came out here. And then when I first came out here, it was snowing. I was thinking, oh my God, this is horrible. Now I see it every year, but the weather out here is just something else. Just crazy stuff.
So what brought you to Oklahoma from California?
I kept having a falling out with my dad when I started training Muay Thai when I was 16, and I had some amateur fights, and my dad kicked me out, so I went like homeless. And I would go in and out, I would be at the house with him, and then he'd flip out, kick me out, so I sleeping underneath bridges, stuff like that. And finally kind of had enough, and got a hold of my mom, who lives in a town kind of close to here, and I came out here and stayed, basically. Now I got a family and all that, so that's why I came out here.
That's a incredible journey on that side of things, man. I can only imagine, some of the adversity that you've had to face from that. Oh yeah,
I've slept underneath a bridge. I've had to eat out of a garbage can. That sucked. Oh man, you go from that to having a job and stuff, and it's life's pretty easy. And I see these kids nowadays complaining about stuff. It's just they have no reason to complain. No reason. You'd overcome anything with hard work. You just work hard, you get what you want.
That's definitely a personification of that sentiment right there. So were you training during that? Were you competing? Were you doing Muay Thai through that time frame, or what was that looking like?
When I didn't have a home and I was homeless.
Right.
Occasionally, I trained at a gym. I'm trying to remember the name. It was such a long time ago. I think it was called Pacific Ring Sport. It was in Oakland, California. Great gym, nice people, all that jazz. I would go to San Francisco and go and buy condoms with names on it, right, from Chinatown. And I would go up to the middle school, sell them, and then I would use that to pay my gym fee and my park ticket. It's the public transit there. So I trained a little bit, but money was harsh and I was hungry, so I wasn't a professional or anything like that.
Right.
And then when I came out here, There was a little local gym with a heavy bag, no training partners, and I trained a little bit, and I had a few fights, but then I took like 5 years off, and met Cortez, and then now I'm where I'm at now. So I'm kind of getting a late start, but
either way, that's a pretty incredible journey. I'm sure just the mental strength that you've acquired through those hard times, that has to play a major benefit for you now at this point. I mean, that's just mental fortitude that you can't forge from nothing. You can only gain from having to experience that sort of adversity.
oh yeah, for sure. Just I don't know how to describe it. Just too many people want stuff without doing stuff for it, and like instant gratification, you know, like getting likes on Facebook and all that. And I don't give two shits about that. I just want to compete and have a good time as I go. You know, the money's just a plus, I guess. You know,
No, I
definitely
totally
a
understand.
plus.
So what's it like being linked up with somebody like Cortez? I mean, obviously a very large personality and somebody who's been there, done that with some of the best of the best.
He beats the shit out of me on a regular basis. I'm sorry if I'm not supposed to cuss.
No, you're clear, free, good to go.
All right. Well, I play around a lot, and he definitely makes me pay for it for sure. But yeah, he's a character.
That's awesome.
So a lot of experience from that man.
What's your training type of routine, or what's your schedule look like? Is it, a specific day by day? One day is one specialty or one drill set versus another, or are you just kind of in and out of the mix each day, or what's that look like for you?
Well, it depends. Right now, I'm just now getting back into training. I pulled my hamstring, so I was out, and I gained a little too much weight, and so now usually Monday morning or evenings, boxing, and then that night is jiu-jitsu, and then we have an option to do Muay Thai again later. Tuesday is strength and conditioning, and then no-gi and MMA training. Wednesday the same as Monday, and then Thursday is the same as Tuesday, and then Friday we take all day off, and that night is sparring. Saturday is open mat, and then Sunday I can do whatever I want Sunday.
So of that, what's your favorite?
Probably open mat and sparring. I like kind of doing what I want. And then sparring is the whole reason why I'm in the sport. I like to compete and get hit and hit people. So that's always fun.
So are you a hard sparring guy? Are you going, pretty much full tilt? Are you more so on the drilling end of it? What do you prefer, or how do you go about it?
Well, I think brain damage is kind of a big part of the sport, and we shouldn't be going hard, but everybody knows what channel we're on, so I let the other guy control the volume, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'll go as hard as my sparring partner goes. Me and Cortez tend to pick it up. I spar harder with Cortez. He may be going easy with me, but I'm trying to take his head off.
Makes sense. Well, I mean, I'm sure too at the same time for a guy like him to get a look, somebody has to kind of turn it up a little bit on him. Just given that he's seen some of the best global competition that you can across the board.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he gets enough credit for his striking, because he'll come in here, we have some good strikers, and he won't even have a mouthpiece, and he'll just be boxing and shit, and I'm like, you fucking crazy, I wouldn't do that. You're out of your mind. But, I mean, I have no problem hitting him whether he has a mouthpiece or not, so.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if you're going to be in there, right?
Right.
Well, it's just always interesting to hear the philosophy as it comes to sparring and things of that nature. And you mentioned the elephant in the room as it comes to the brain damage and all that sort of stuff. I found it kind of interesting. I was listening to an interview with Kevin Lee about a week ago after the Barbosa fight even, and he said that his sparring style is they're balls to the wall. They're going hard pretty much all the time. And I'm just like, man, like, you're only 25. You have you have such a high potential. Going that hard every day or going every sparring session, that can't be good for your longevity.
I feel very similar. I mean, I like not having headaches. When I did Muay Thai, when I first started, that's how we sparred. And I would always have headaches. My knees would always be jacked up, just stupid stuff. And now we could spar every day and be fine here. Like, I mean, some days it does get turned up Fridays. It depends on who you're going with, and sometimes it gets heavy, but nothing too crazy. We're not out here trying to kill each other, within reason, anyways.
Well, I mean, it's understandable that, when you're in that element of sparring and whatnot, that every now and then it does get a little bit tuned up. It is, it is an emotional situation, or it is a spot to where, you can start to run a little wild, I guess.
Yeah. Now, sometimes he takes us to his boxing coach in Ardmore. It's like 45 minutes away. Now, when we go there, it's just boxing, and that's probably 100%. We got headgear and stuff on, but boxers go at it, and those guys, man, it's like rolling with a black belt. You just get the shit beat out of you. You learn something every time, but I particularly don't like to spar hard, no.
So, you mentioned kind of a good point there, going and drilling with some specialists on the, on the boxing side of things. How much of a difference is it speed-wise going through just flowing and sequencing with boxing specialists as opposed to, MMA guys or guys from your Muay Thai background?
Well, I only had one training partner when I was doing Muay Thai. His name was Kevin Rayford. He's also a pro fighter. And when we sparred, he would basically just beat the shit out of me. I think he fights at 85, maybe, where I fight at 45. So that was horrible. It was just horrible. But it made me tough, and I could definitely take a shot. We never really drilled, ever. It was hit the bag. Sometimes you hit mitts, and you sparred a lot. That's all I did for Muay Thai. And so I've never had any other looks until I came here and started training with Cortez. And the gyms that he has taken us to, I prefer to kind of flow with stuff, and then maybe once every other week or every Friday, you can spar and then get hit pretty good. But I don't ever go 100%.
It makes total sense to not be all in that way. So you mentioned being an alternate for the Contender series. What does that look like? Like, how's that process in terms of selections and all of that work?
I don't know. I just got told by my manager, and he told me to get ready. So I was like, all right, I guess I'll start eating healthy and get my weight down.
Nice.
So I guess I'll get a call. I don't know. That's just what he told me. So he could be full of it for all I know. But I'm running with it. If I get a call, I'll be ready.
As long as you're prepared, right?
Oh yeah, it's all fun.
Who's your manager?
Cortez Coleman, and then David. His last name's running a blank right now.
Gotcha.
They co-manage me.
Okay. There's a lot of big names that are starting to make their come up on the mixed martial arts side of things out there. So just always interested to hear in who represents who.
Right. No, it's fine. So
what about your sponsors? Who all run sponsorship for you? Aside from we mentioned Jack earlier, who else?
Ada Nissan has been a big sponsor for me. They don't sponsor me monthly, but they definitely they hit me every fight. I go to them. Usually they fork over some cash for me, and I also work for them actually at the moment. And that's really my two main ones. I'm wearing my fight truck right now. And all I got is my gyms on there.
Okay.
And then Cortez's company, I think it's a Logo Star. That's what it's called. They make pretty awesome shorts. And,
I didn't know that he had that going too. He's got his hands in a lot of different cookie jars.
Oh my goodness, does he? He has ADD for a reason. He's everywhere all the time.
Hey, that's not a bad thing though when you're trying to make a brand for yourself.
No, it's not. He's a wild man.
So when it comes to time to cut, or what do you normally go through? What's your process? Are you close to weight typically, and then you're not a hard cut, or are you kind of you walk around heavier than camp is? Camp's kind of a bitch because you got to cut a lot.
Well, see, this is the part that I kind of wish I had more of an amateur background in, because I'm new to cutting weight. So I tend to get, I've had probably like 3 fights where it was a really hard cut, because I started my cut at like 65 or even 70. But my last Bellator fight, I started week of the fight. I think I was like 160, which is perfect when you dehydrate and rehydrate and all that jazz. That's perfect. So I try to start get my body weight down as low as possible, usually in like between 55 and 60. If I can get there, it'll be an easy cut. If I'm above 60, then I know I'm probably in for a little bit of a hell that week following, the weigh-ins or whatnot.
Right.
But yeah.
So in Oklahoma, do they have hydration as a portion of the testing anymore, or in their protocol yet at this point?
No.
Not yet.
No, I heard California was doing that, but I don't know nothing about it. And I'd be fine with it as long as they added more weight classes. Because I'm too little to fight at 55. 45, I tend to be the same size as everybody or smaller.
Gotcha.
But 55, I'd be itty bitty.
Makes sense there. Makes total sense.
Right.
And it's just always, like I say, it's interesting to hear because different people from different areas, obviously, different state commissions, all that sort of stuff. And I knew that California had been one of the big ones on the forefront there with it.
Right, yeah, I heard that too. And then some places are getting rid of IVs. I'm on the fence about that. I think having a rehydrated brain, it's part of our culture now to dehydrate and make weight. So wouldn't you help your athletes by rehydrating with the IV? To me, it just makes sense, right? Like the brain will be fully hydrated. They won't be lethargic when they're out there. Less brain damage, but I don't get paid to think about that type of stuff, I guess. But
No, you just get paid to go out there and do the entertaining, right?
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, no. Well, I agree with you there. It would make sense that, to be at your optimum performance and peak condition, that you would be allowed to rehydrate. It would make total sense on that side of things. What do you feel about in the sense of, guys who go through an extreme cut and then once they get the chance to hydrate, or to rehydrate, they blow up, 20, 25 pounds. What do you think of guys in that kind of instance?
Well, I am that guy because when I cut, I fight at 45. So usually, like the next day, I'm 65, whatever. So I can weigh in at 45, and the next day I'll be 65. I don't like doing it, but it's just part of it. I faced opponents that weighed like 170 the day of the fight, and I don't know. My coach always gets on to me because I'm always real nice to everybody. I talk to him. It's probably a downfall. My last opponent was a douchebag, but other than that, I've liked everyone. But it is what it is. It's just part of the sport at this point.
Makes sense then. So what with that being said, I like always asking this question in relation to weight cuts. What's the hardest food for you to cut? Or what's the one food that's the biggest pain in the ass for you to not be able to eat while you're trying to cut weight?
Pizza.
Pizza?
Yeah. Oh yeah, my kids love it, man. I have 3 kids, 2 daughters and a boy. And it seems like whenever I'm cutting, they're talking about pizza, or they're going out and getting pizza. Well, I don't know, man. It's just so much food just popped in my head. Like, we got a Brahms here, which is like an In-N-Out burger almost. Better than In-N-Out burger. All the Californians that are watching this just went crazy that I said that, I promise you.
I can imagine.
They'll always want to go there and get hamburgers. Like, that's rough too, but I get paid based off my performance, so I'm not going to cheat. Especially when I'm cutting, it's close to a fight. It just won't happen.
Well, you gotta be a professional, right?
Yeah, that ain't easy.
Yeah. You can't be, tiramisuing it during weigh-in week or anything like that, going Khabib style.
No, but I do have a bad problem of getting fat in between fights. Like, I think it's just I deprive myself so much of everything I want. And then all of a sudden you can have whatever you want. It's like, ice cream every day, pizza and hamburgers and all this other stuff. And that's probably the roughest in between fights. Because you got to cut it out when you start training. It'd be better just to stick at a continuous weight the whole time. But yeah, I'm working on it. I'm still new to the the sport, so I'm getting better every fight though.
Are you working with anybody directly with like nutrition and meal prep planning or anything like that, or just kind of just going along with it?
Well, we have like guidelines. I follow the same thing that Cortez does, and my wife, God bless her, she tries to meal prep for me. I make things rough sometimes. I'm always forgetting everything, forgetting my food or this, that, and the other. I mean, sometimes I'll cheat. I'm not gonna lie. I'm human. But if I were to just eat the meals that she made, I'd be golden. I'd be fine.
So I guess of the healthy side of things, we've talked a lot. You know, we've said about pizza to the ice cream and all of that. You know, of the good training type of food, I guess the lean cuisine, if you will. What's your favorite? Like, what's your go-to meal?
Oh man, I like everything. I like sweet potatoes. Yeah, I'd probably go with a sweet potato. I love it. I love sweet potatoes. You can bake them, you can fry them. It doesn't matter. I'll eat them. I like sweet potatoes.
You must be one of Cortez's guys.
Why does he talk about sweet potatoes?
He said the same thing.
Did he really?
Yeah, he mentioned sweet potatoes too. Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy that way. So I guess to ask you just a couple of rapid fire questions, kind of related to MMA on that side of things. As it comes to the grappling side of things, what do you prefer, wrestling or jiu-jitsu?
Well, I compete in gi tournaments, but as far as MMA, I would say wrestling was more important.
Wrestling more important. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's definitely for MMA. Yeah.
Dutch style or Muay Thai style kickboxing?
Dutch style.
Dutch style? Okay.
Yeah.
Overall stand-up, what's your favorite style? What's your favorite discipline?
Whatever I can hit them with.
Whatever you
It
can.
doesn't matter. Yeah. If I can touch them, I like it.
Okay, very nice. So let's see here. What's another favorite guy that you've had a chance to roll with?
Favorite guy that I've rolled with?
Rolled or sparred with, that you've trained with?
Oh man, there's probably two of them. Mark De La Rosa, he's a 35er in the UFC. He beat the shit out of me. Man, I can't say enough good things about him. He probably didn't even remember who I am, but he gave me an ass whooping. And then Yusuf, who just fought, I think he was on your show too, because I saw the peanut on his shorts. That dude's bad. He's awesome. I sparred him one time, and he's fun to watch, dude. He's probably one of my favorite fighters to watch.
Shout out to my boy Yusuf the Moroccan Devil Zalal, sponsored fighter for comments from the Peanut Gallery. Yep.
Yeah, he's cool. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, he is. He's definitely a charismatic character for sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully his performance the other night gets him a big call coming next.
Yeah, they need to sign him. Just get over with all this crap. Just sign the dude.
Yeah, a lot of those guys from Factory X, they're absolutely lighting up the competition pretty much everywhere that they're going right now. So shout out to Coach Montoya at Factory X down there in Englewood too.
Yeah, and that next fight, I'm trying to go out there for camp. So
nice.
Hopefully, I'll those dudes pretty soon.
Get that altitude training, man. Come out to Denver and experience that good air.
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing. We had some guys go compete at Worlds up there. It was a grappling tournament, and they were complaining about the air. It was real hard to catch their breath and stuff. And I've never been at altitude, so I don't know. I don't know what that's like. I'm sure it sucks.
It's definitely a difference, I can only imagine what it was like for all of those athletes that competed on that LFA card last weekend, because that was in Vail. So I don't know if you're familiar with Vail at all, but it's a big ski resort town. So I mean, we're talking, way above, probably around, 10,000 feet, somewhere in that general ballpark, in that range, almost a couple of miles above sea level. Like that's a pretty high altitude, location to have a fight.
Oh yeah.
So I definitely think that it was a benefit for a lot of those that acclimated themselves to the altitude prior to contest time.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Like, it's not like they're getting paid a lot, so going out there 2 weeks before would be rough. I mean, it'd be hard for those guys.
Right. Right. No, and that's where with I feel like Denver kind of has a pretty solid space to be in general. You're already at a mile high, especially if you were to go from just Denver alone down to like Oklahoma or somewhere in there. You're looking at a pretty significant swing on that side, and I'm sure that's something that Cortez could speak to pretty freely on that.
Yeah, he's mentioned that it's you go from up there to down here, and you can just do way more. Your lung capacity's better, you can breathe better, just cardio, everything's better. The way he made it sound, anyways. But I haven't experienced it, so kind of like. I don't know yet, so.
Just don't have the personal experience there with it.
Yeah.
So what do you typically do? Like, what's your cardio like? What are you more of like a Metcon guy? Or are you a long distance kind of guy? What do you prefer?
Man, I hate working out, to be honest. I just like hitting stuff. But we run 3 or 4 days a week, and then we have strength training. Usually some sort of interval. But most of my conditioning is done on the mat, just wrestling on the mat, sparring on the mat. I think of that more so my conditioning. I want to do my sport for my conditioning. I'm not a CrossFitter, so I'm not going to do CrossFit shit. But that's my take on it anyways.
I could dig that. There's some that are huge, that love just doing a bunch of, extra cardio on top of it based off of, being volume type of fighters or so on and so forth, pace setters, your cowboys of the world.
Right. Well, last fight, my coach had me running for an hour on Saturdays, and I think that kind of helped a little bit because I tend to have a really good start and then kind of fade as the rounds go. Not fade, but I slowed down slightly, and this fight I didn't. The last one I didn't. It just same pace, whole time, and it felt great, so.
That's good. You gotta stick with what works then, right?
Yes, sir.
So, given that all of this works out for you, what's the next step?
To get signed with UFC or Bellator is the ultimate goal. That way I quit my day job, and that would be nice. So that's my goal as of this moment, to get signed this year to Bellator or UFC, whoever pays more.
Gotta go where the money is. So,
yeah, pretty much.
If, in a perfect world, how many more fights on the rest of the year are you looking to take?
Well, I had 6 fights last year, so I'm hoping to match that, but some injuries kind of sidelined me for a few months, but I think I can get 6 or 7 in this year.
Okay. How's the hammy and everything feeling on you? Are you feeling better with all that now?
Oh, yeah, I felt fine. Sparred Sunday, we sparred Friday, and then box sparred Sunday. I ran 6 miles yesterday, so I'm fine. I'm back to normal.
That's good then. So just real quick, if people are popping in right now at this point, where can people follow you at online?
You can hit me up on Daniel Carey on Facebook, and my Instagram is the same thing. What is it? Oh, Daniel Carey on Instagram as well. Sorry, I had to ask my buddies over there.
Got to make sure that we have it right. That way people know where to follow you.
Right. Oh, wait. It's Daniel Carey. Yeah, that's it. Yep.
All right, cool. So, everybody out there listening, this is Daniel Carey. He's one of my man Cortez Coleman out of Conquer BJJ down there in Ada, Oklahoma's boys. He's got some big stuff on the horizon coming out there. So hopefully you'll be seeing him very shortly with Bellator to the Dana White Contender Series out there. Like I say, this is comments from the Peanut Gallery. You should be able to, by the time this episode goes live, be able to pull us up online, galleriesofpeanuts.com. Check out our online shop. We've got our shirts that are going to be available, along with our hats, along with a lot of other merchandise. So everybody that's out there, make sure you pop on by, see what's available. So as far as transitioning back to our conversation here, what is the biggest life lesson that MMA has taught you?
Well, man, I don't know how I would word that. I guess when you feel like you're not good enough, just bite down on your mouthpiece and work a little harder. There's no real way. I mean, hard work beats everything. I'm not the best wrestler. I'm not the best striker. I don't have good jiu-jitsu. There's nothing special about me, but I'll fucking work hard. I'm old for the sport, or for getting started anyways, and I'm beating people half my age. Not half, but considerably younger than me. So yeah, I would just say work harder.
Work harder? Okay. That's a very, very good message to have out there. No matter what, you can always find a way to push through with hard work and determination. So everybody that's out there listening, take that as your point from Mr. Scarey Carey here. Bite down on that mouthpiece, keep on working, quit bitching.
Pretty much, yeah.
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 So, in terms of any sort of, parting ways as we kind of transition toward the end of our conversation here, what would you like to share with the people out there that we might not have been able to discuss or talk about so far?
Man, as soon as you asked me that, my mind went blank. But I would like to give one shout out to my buddy Zach, who got me the shirt. That's one thing I wanted to mention. Yeah, there ain't nothing. Just stay tuned, and I'm going to be out there real soon. And going on to bigger and better things.
You hear it right there. Damn, Daniel. In case you guys didn't be able to see the screen, I know that I don't have the biggest display in the world. We're working on a budget over here, but we're trying to move on to bigger things as well. So for everybody out there listening, like I say, this is Comments from the Peanut Gallery. I'm your host, Jordan Kurtz. I'm here rocking it live with my man, Daniel Scarey Carey from Conquer BJJ down there in Ada, Oklahoma. Looking for some big things coming for him out there here on the near horizon. I also want to throw a quick shout out to the Lone Wolf Beard Company. They are Colorado's premium all-natural beard products provider. They are a partner now of the Comments from the Peanut Gallery podcast. So looking forward to everything coming out of that relationship in the future too as well. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with the people out there, Daniel?
No, there ain't nothing.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you for coming on. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to come be a part of the project here. We'll be making sure that we share the love for you as much as we can out there.
All right, I appreciate it, man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And so for the people out there listening, we'll be parting ways with you, playing the song Not So Quiet Storm from Beyond Bridges, Colorado's leading rock reggae group. Have a great day.
You too.
Tall. The poor boy sits at home just waiting for her call. And the clock strikes midnight, and the telephone rings. And on the other line he hears a sweet voice sing. And when you go, the world moves so slow. And when you go, I feel so alone. And when you go, the world moves so slow. But when you go, I feel so alone. Down. His headlights blazing as he heads towards her town. And the street lights faded, and the air was so cold. Her house up on the hill was now a pile of stone. And he hears no voices as he walks all around the house where she once lived that had fallen to the ground. And he finds a letter, and he reads it aloud. He can only think of her as he crumbles to the ground. And when you go, the world moves so slow. When you go, I feel so alone. And when you go, the world moves so slow.
The wolf is here. The Lone Wolf Beard Company is Colorado's premium beard company offering 100% all-natural products to bearded beasts of all different shapes and sizes. Pick up your original scented product now and stand out from the pack. Because hey, let's be honest, you weren't meant to be in a pack, and you were brought in this world to stand out and leave a mark. So unleash the wolf within, howl at the moon, and conquer your goals. Leave a mark, be a wolf, and seize the day. That's the Lone Wolf Beard Company, Colorado's premium beard company offering 100% all natural products.